your flip book, with it closed, you will see that this flip book is going to teach us 2 theorems that are going to carry through geometry and future math classes. The first one we're going to learn today is the interior angle sum theorem. It's also called the triangle sum theorem. There's 2 names for it. But you already know this. It's just we're going to level it up to sophomore math, and we're going to throw polynomial expressions in there, much like that IXL was leveled up with polynomial expressions, okay? So looking right here, here is the theorem's relationship. If you have a triangle, right, then how many angles are in a triangle every time? 3. There is a relationship between the 3 angles of a triangle. They always add up to 180 every time. I'm going to say it again for dramatic effect. The angles of a triangle always add up to 180 every day, all day, every time. Got it? Good. Doesn't matter what kind of triangle it is. Ever. It doesn't matter. It's 180. You with me? So if you look at this picture, and there should be degree symbols here, so I'm a little annoyed that they didn't print. But if you look at this picture, we have a triangle with 2 angles that we know, which means we have enough info to find the 3rd angle. There's 2 ways to do it. The long way is to say, well, I know one angle, I know the one angle 45 plus the other angle that's 90, plus the other angle that's 95, do it again, plus the 3rd angle that I don't know has to equal what? 180. 180. That's one way to do it. That's a longer equation, but it works every time. It's the bam, 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 added together has to equal 180. The faster way to do it is the subtraction technique that I showed y'all the other day. You know the total's 180, right? So you could go to your calculator and you could subtract off what you already know. And then you'd be left with the answer. So 180 minus 45 minus 95 yields the answer of 40. So this is 40 degrees. Okay. Now the next example is when the triangles that are given to you are sneaky. Okay, there's 2 things in here that are sneaky. And this is me showing you how to approach these problems. The first thing you do is you go to what you know. I want you to memorize that phrase. Go to what you know. I hear all the time, I don't even know how to start it, which aggravates me because there's stuff in the picture that tells you some information. I know this is 40 here. I know this is 50 here. I know a pair of what? I feel like we're playing. There's a pair of vertical angles and they are congruent. They would be the back-to-back V's. Think of a bow tie. So if this is 50, then this is 50. I want you to label it. This is very important that you train your brain to do this. Always. If I'm writing, you're writing.
Unless she tells you not.
Unless I say, hey, don't write this because I'm going to erase it. These are vertical angles, so bam, now you know that that's 50. Now go to what you know the most about. You know the most about the triangle that's on the left. You know 2 of its angles, which means you can find the 3rd one because they add up to 180. Do this one in your head. 180 minus 40 minus 50, 90. Thank you. Now, over here, not going to scale. Over here, what shape is this?
A triangle.
Okay. What do these marks mean? Same length on the sides, which means this is an isosceles triangle. You may or may not remember this, which is why I'm showing you that in an isosceles triangle, actually rewind, let me back that up and say, in any given triangle, many congruent sides there are dictates how many congruent angles there are. So if you have a triangle with 3 congruent sides, there are 3 congruent angles, which means they measure what? No, if they summed 180, what would they measure if they're all 3 equal? Why? Other way. There you go. Because the sum's 180, and if they're all 3 equal, they would each be 60. This has how many congruent sides? 2, by the tick marks. So it has how many congruent angles? 2. Where are they? I want you to think of a rooftop of a house where if you have a triangle, turn it like a rooftop so that the left and the right sides are the congruent ones. The congruent angles are at the bottom of the rooftop. If you turn it like a rooftop, it's base angles is what they're called. Okay, so now that means this is what? 50, which means I have enough info to state this is 80. Now we're going to save this one for tomorrow. I want you to open your flip book, and now let's practice. Please look at the first picture. It is right here. We have 3 questions. Let me tell you a technique that I think you might find helpful. If I throw at you a big picture with multiple parts, and then I say, hey, find these parts. We are at that point now where you have these little tools in the back of your mind that you just need to go to the picture and label everything you can, and then answer the questions, and it'll be a lot easier. Don't sit here and try to find that angle and then look up there and try to find the measure. Label the picture, then go to the question. So let's go to what we know the most about. Which one would that be? What do I know the most about in this picture? Use your vocab. Triangle what? ABC. What can I find? This angle right here. Find it. Find it. 180 minus what?
98.
It is 82, right? Yeah. This is 82. Now, there is a clue in the picture. Go back to yesterday. What is this? A line, which means from here to here measures what? 180. Do you know one piece of it? Yes. So 180 minus 82 gives me this one, which is 98. So if you wonder how I got that, that was 180 minus, because that's a straight line. Look for those. They're very helpful. Now do I have enough to find the last angle? Yep. How many degrees does this add up to? This triangle, 180. So subtract off the 2 that you know. I don't have a lot of room, so I'm going to draw an arrow. What is it? I hope y'all understand how we're getting this. Now we can look at the question. Trace carefully. Angle A to C to B. A, C, B. You already know it. What is it?
82.
It's 82.
98 and 34.
What about B to C to D?
98.
It's just a matter of looking at the picture. What about D to B to C? 34. Whoa. We just looked at the picture and answered. This is why when you label the picture first, then when you go to the questions, it's there. Or sometimes it might be just a matter of adding 2 of them that you already see, and it'll be there. Your practice assignment is the 10 questions to the right.
Oh.
Oh, don't save it. Save it. You're in high school. This picture right here has missing info that you can label. Once you label everything, then you can answer these 10 questions. If you are copying from a neighbor to get this grade tomorrow, you are setting yourself up for failure on the next quiz or test. Okay? So please be respectful of your time and my own time and actually try. You don't know where to start? What did I say? Go to what you know. Look for triangles. Look for straight lines that form 180. Look for vertical angles. Go to what you know the most about. I am not going to start right here. I know nothing about it, but one angle's 50. So don't start there. Go to one of them that you know the most about, and you can find the one angle that's missing, and then it'll start to piece together like a domino effect. So these are the 10 that I'm looking for